Jane Doe Elementary is an elementary school in Central Texas with 475 students and 40 staff members. We service students in grades pre-K through 5th grade. We are a military community with a total district size of 14,400 students. Our student population is 51% Hispanic, 42% Anglo, 6% African American, 1% Asian Pacific Islander, and 1% Native American. We do have 3 early Head Start campuses serving over 500 children ages 0 to 5. We will be interviewing Mr. Demir for the assistant principal position at Jane Doe Elementary. Hello, Mr. Demir. I am Laura Vale, the principal at Jane Doe Elementary School. Welcome to our campus. This will be an interview with multiple members asking you questions. I would like to start by asking you a situational question. How would you evaluate and respond to a teacher who does not meet expectations after you have done an observational walkthrough? And what type of approach would you take with this teacher?
During the observation, if I see that the teacher's performance is below my estimates, at the post-observation meeting, we can discuss the problems and try to find solutions of the problems together. If I think that the teacher is aware of his problems, that teacher will come up with these problems through his own planning, programming, or study. I apply a non-directive communication with him. Because the teacher has ability enough, I leave the decision to the teacher. It means that teacher can overcome existing problems by making and implementing with his own plan. But if I don't see this ability, I can try to apply the collaborative communication method with him. In this case, as much as possible, to teach him the problems and solutions of the problems, the methods and techniques. By taking the teacher's thoughts together, we can identify the problem and reveal the solution together according to this plan. The teacher strives to solve the problems. I can be a kind of guide for him to find solutions.
Mr. Demir, I would also like to know what programs or projects have you been responsible for implementing at your current position?
Yes, Laura. I have experiences as teacher, school admin, college counselor, and activity coordinator in some schools. These are all my work that activities such as increasing the overall student success, students' test scores, student activity numbers. We are doing all these by working together with the teachers, parents, and students. I think that the important thing is motivating students to all these activities, working in close cooperation with parents. And dialogue with parents will give me a great advantage in my new position, I think. And these advantages can be very useful for this campus in this regard. I think that by helping to improve the quality of education and teaching in our school, by taking advantage of all these knowledge, I can help the school to help students achieve higher test scores and to make these achievements permanently.
Mr. Demir, would you please describe to me any new teaching trends or techniques that you have witnessed? How do you stay current on new teaching trends and techniques?
I believe that project-based learning and social and emotional learning are are the most important methods in the last years, because project-based learning is a dynamic approach to teaching students to explore real-world problems and challenges. With this type of active and engaged learning, students are inspired to obtain a deeper knowledge of the subjects they are studying. In social emotional learning, when students work together on project teams, they learn to collaborate, communicate, and resolve conflicts. Cooperative learning and character development supports the social and emotional development of students and prepares them for success in the modern workplace.
Hi, Mr. Demir. I am Sema and joining the meeting as the Special Education Coordinator. Special education teachers and administrators do a very good job, and their work is a very good one. Special education is a necessary department of education. Schools need to serve all kids, which is why we rely on talented instructors to work with special needs students. Special education has changed over the years. New teaching methods, changing perspectives, and the emphasis on inclusion have shifted ideas and introduced new concepts. Technology has helped millions of students with special needs, and inclusion has become a major focus among policymakers and educators. As the school, we are also doing our best for those students as well. Here is my first question. If you work as the dean of discipline, you will sometimes face problems regarding to special education students. What would be the first thing if a student in special programs caused a discipline problem in school?
Yes, Ms. Saiden. I must first say that we have very detailed plans and work on our special programs. We are getting special education teachers that will be enough for our school. We are also paying attention to their experience. Although the planning is nice, sometimes our special students may have behavior problems. We follow these topics according to the special education law. We make necessary written documentation. We meet with the special education students' parents on the terms of the law. We are working good education system based on mutual good and trust with our parents. Our parents want us to be really useful to our students, so they take our hard work. They are in close dialogue with us and show all kinds of help. However, I would like to point out again that there is a procedure mentioned in the related law. We follow this procedure. Written documentation really important in this procedure because they are in the special education program. Sometimes we face some behavioral problems and educational problems with our special education teachers and parents.
Mr. Demir, how would you react when an angry parent storm into school and come to your office?
Of course, we are receiving more teachers to our school and we know that new teachers will not know our school's culture, vision and mission very well. They might not know our school rules. This is completely normal. First of all, we give a seminar training those teachers, sometimes 3 or 4 days. In these seminars, we share our school's rules, classroom rules, and staying connected to our school's handbook. We share our goals, vision, and mission with them. Later, for a few weeks, maybe this might also be a few months, we help our teachers to prepare lecture topics and needed teaching methods and techniques. We give them mentor teachers for advice. For a year, this mentor teacher guides the new teacher. As a school administration, we also closely follow our teacher. We view the mistakes and some lacks of our new teacher as normal. We work together more from a non-directive approach and a collaborative method. We try to prepare our teacher to teach at our school. In most of our teachers, a problem with classroom management does not exist. And even if it rarely happens, we help our teachers from close dialogue, also meeting with parents and students on these subjects and guide them. We determine the problem together and also solve it together as well. And in great possibility, we completely solve these types of.
Mr. Demir, what kind of action would you take if two students fight in the hallway?
Yes, students fighting, students discipline problem, almost all schools have these kind of problems. And the fighting students in school, especially hallway, or any other discipline issue is strictly judged according to the school discipline policy. Fighting is a discipline problem for students. First, what we need to, you must stop fighting students with other staff, teachers' help. You can invite later. You can invite students to the office of dean of discipline, and then investigate the cause of the incident. You take the expressions of the witnesses and refer them to the school discipline committee. As I said, the school has a discipline policy. Any discipline problem is judged according to school discipline policy step by step. Most probably those students will receive a suspension at the school discipline committee meeting based on the.
Mr. Demir, what led you to your decision to become an instructional supervisor, Dean of Academics?
First of all, the most important task of a Dean of Academics is to help the progress of classes and academic achievements of students at the school. Supervising the curriculum of the classes in the school, meeting the mission and vision of the school's educational subject, interviewing the department's heads and teachers for an elimination of deficiencies, controlling the course plans and programs, observing the students and checking whether the students are ideally educated or not. In short, Dean of Academics is responsible for the schools, for a school's as academic success. As Dean of Academics, it's important to ensure that the students are well educated and knowledgeable in order for them to succeed in exams. For a Dean of Academics, it is also very important to want to teach and be a useful individual. I am a parent at the same time because I have seen how important the quality of teaching, a high GPA and high test scores are. I have wanted to take on the role of Dean of Academics.
You have a new addition to your school as well, experienced and apparently very successful teacher with great class management skills, but is a little overwhelmed with the new school's culture. How can you help the teacher to decrease the amount of stress they are feeling?
Of course, we are receiving more teachers to our school, and we know that new teachers will not know our school cultures, school vision and the mission very well. They might not know our school's rules. This is completely normal. First of all, we give a seminar and training that the 2, 3 days, 4 days to our new teachers. In these seminars, we share our school's rules, classroom rules, and the during lectures, and what they need to do, staying connected to the school's handbook. We share our goals, vision, and mission with them. Later, for a few weeks, maybe this might be also it might be a few months, we help our teachers to prepare lecture topics and needed teaching methods and techniques. We give them a mentor teacher for advice for a year. This mentor teacher guides, being a guides for them, for our new teachers. As a school administration, we also closely follow our teachers. We view the mistakes and some lacks of our new teacher as normal. We work together more from a non-directive approach and a collaborative method. We try to prepare our teachers to teach at our school. In most of our teachers, a problem with classroom management does not exist. And even if it rarely happens, we help our teachers from close dialogue, also meeting with parents and students on these subjects and guide them. We determine the problem together and also solve it together as well. And in great possibility, we completely solve these types of problems in the first year.